Hello dear students, in the first part we had learned the outbreak of French Revolution. Now in this part we are going to learn how France had become the constitutional monarchy in 1791.
Now we are going to learn the second part of French Revolution. Before I start the second part of French Revolution, let me recap the main points which we had learned in the first part. So in the first part we had learned the French Revolution of 1789. Then we had learned the French society of 18th century. Then we had also learned the struggle of middle class in French society and the growing of middle class in France, and at last we had learned the outbreak of French Revolution. Now we are going to learn the second part. In the second part, the following are our learning outcomes. So the first is the political system under 1791, then the Declaration of Rights in French Constitution, then political symbols of France and its significance, then the Jacobin Club members, then the Reign of Terror, and the Directory rules in France. Now let's begin with the political system under 1791. The National Assembly completed the draft of Constitution in 1791. Its main object was to limit the powers of the monarch. These powers, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions like the legislature, executive, and judiciary. This made France a constitutional monarchy. The Constitution of 1791 vested the power to make the laws in National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. That is, the citizen voted for a group of electors who in turn choose the assembly. Not all citizens, however, had the right to vote, but only the men about 25 years of age and who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of laborer's wage were given the status of active citizens. So these were the active citizens. That is, they were entitled to vote and they had right to vote. The remaining men and all women were classed as passive citizens. To qualify as an elector and then as a member of assembly, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of taxpayers. So this was the political system of France under 1791. Now we are going to learn the Declaration of Rights in French Constitution. The Constitution began with a declaration of rights of man and citizen. The rights such as the right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were established as natural and inalienable rights. That is, they belong to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. It was the duty of the state to protect each citizen's natural rights. Okay, so this was about the Declaration of Rights. Now we are going to learn about the political symbols of France and its significance. So the first symbol is the broken chain. The chain were used to fetter slaves. A broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. The second symbol was the bundle of rods or fishes. So one rod can only be easily broken but not an entire bundle. Strength lies in unity. The third symbol was the eye within a triangle radiating light. All-seeing eye stand for knowledge. The rays of sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. Then the next symbol was the symbol of sceptre, the symbol of royal power. It was a symbol of royal power. The next symbol was the snake biting its tail to form a ring, a symbol of eternity. A ring has neither beginning nor end. The next symbol was the red Phrygian cap, the cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. The next symbol was the blue, white and red. These are the national colors of France. Then the winged woman that was the personification of law, and the last is the law tablet, and it indicates that the law is same for all and all are equal in front of law. Now let's talk about the next picture. The next picture is of Jacobin Club members. Now, who were the Jacobin Club members? The members of Jacobin Club belonged to mainly the less prosperous section of society. They included small shopkeepers, artisans and shoemakers, pastry cooks, watchmakers, printers, as well as servants and daily wage workers. Their leader was Maximilian Robespierre. A large group among the Jacobins decided to start wearing a long striped trousers similar to those worn by dock workers. This was to set themselves apart from the fashionable sections of society, especially nobles who wore knee breeches. It was a way of proclaiming the end of power wielded by the wearers of knee breeches. These Jacobins came to be known as sans-culottes. Now literally mean those without knee breeches. Sans-culotte men wore in addition the red cap that symbolized liberty, and women, however, were not allowed to do so. So this was the information about the Jacobin Club members. Now we are going to learn about the time of Reign of Terror. The period from 1793 to 1794 is referred as the Reign of Terror in France. The Robespierre followed the policy of severe control and punishment. All those whom he saw as being enemies of republic. They were ex-nobles, clergy, members of other political parties, even members of his own party who did not agree with his methods, were arrested, imprisoned and then tried by revolutionary tribunal. If the court found them guilty, they were guillotined. Now, guillotine is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person is beheaded. It was named after Dr. Guillotine, who invented it. So the period from 1793 to 1794 in France, it was considered as the Reign of Terror according to many historians. Now we are going to learn the directory rules in France. The fall of Jacobean government allowed the wealthier middle classes to seize power. A new constitution was introduced which denied the vote to non-proprietary sections of society. It provided for two elected legislative councils. This then appointed a directory and executive made up of 5 members. This was meant as a safeguard against the concentration of power in one-man executive as one-man executive as under the Jacobins. However, the directors often clashed with the legislative councils, who then sought to dismiss them. The political instability of directory paved the way of the rise of military dictator. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte, and in 1804 Napoleon had crowned himself as an emperor of France. So this chaotic environment had given an opportunity to the military leader like Napoleon to come into power in France. So here we end the second part.